All right, we're going to move on to religion. The next question comes via Skype. It's from Gabrielle Casey in Greystanes in New South Wales. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Teddy. Thanks. My question's to Catherine and also to the whole panel. But so one thing I've noticed is that the topic of human dignity seems to be one that the whole panel agrees on. That people, whether in groups or in as individuals, we have dignity. My question is, do you believe in God? Because as a Catholic especially, I don't see any other way where we can have a universal dignity beyond there being a God who's created us.
Catherine, and Jordan, I think, but the rest of the panel too.
Look, this is a huge topic, and I'm not going to duck it. I believe in God. My belief has deepened even through my gender transition. I was talking to Jordan about his primary academic interest. I drank way too much. I only died from the disease of alcoholism. I was raised a Catholic. I still have enormous fondness for Catholicism, especially its rituals. In the lead up to what happened in my life and the gender transition and feelings coming to the fore that I had wrestled with and dealt with in maladroit ways right up to the age of 56, I went through a number of stages. I was a militant atheist. I went into quite exotic left-wing politics as a young person. That might seem rather strange to people now, but I was on the committee for the Acquittal of Alister, Dunn and Anderson, the East Timor Solidarity Group. Name it, I was in it. And didn't ever get around to the revolution. But I do believe, and I base that on experience, in the sense that there was I can only describe as phenomenon in response to a very desperate prayer when I was dying in delirium tremens, and I've not had a drink since the day that I uttered that prayer. I then became more devout and went back into more organised religion. Clearly what has happened, what I've done, no, I won't use passive voice, what I have done has placed me outside organised religion. I've been welcome in some Anglican communities, and I go there because I like the ritual.
Nearly out of time, Catherine,
right.
I'm sorry to say.
But without beating my breast in the public square, I pray daily. I pray in the morning on awakening. I pray at intervals throughout the day. And I try to meditate, I try to centre myself, and I try to pray. I don't pray for specific outcomes. I'll close this because it is a worthwhile story. A former Test cricket captain of Australia, a beautiful man with whom I shared a platform ahead of a match, a guy called Brian Booth, who's in his 80s, very devout Pentecostal from the Shire, down where the Prime Minister operates. Brian reached out to me through cricket. I'd offered to step aside from a panel, given his age, and that I didn't want it to be confronted. You know, the guy's a Test cricket captain, he's entitled to be the speaker without the distraction, and he embraced me and said, we're all broken, we're all sinners. He and I read Psalms to one another in a phone call on Saturday, a very moving moment, bringing together two defining elements of my life, and one is a belief, and it's not an unreasonable belief. I act as if I don't proselytise about it. I don't run around with a sandwich board telling people to repent. But it's the foundation of my existence, frankly.
Thanks, Catherine. Van Baden.